how to use the Aerospace Structurals Metals Database by CINDAS LLC. From the Applications page, choose the ASMD. On the first page, you will be given the option to search or browse. First, browse by material group. Clicking on the drop-down box will allow you to see all of the material groups which are in the database. Use the scroll bar to choose the material. Choose nickel chromium steels. There are 20 different material groups in the database. There are 14 different nickel chromium steels. Choose A286. Click on the drop-down box to show the 80 different properties of this material in the ASMD. Choose tensile strength yield versus temperature. Clicking on the Show Graph option will give you the first material in the list. The selection list of curves will be shown. There may be multiple curves for that material. In this case, there are 41 curves. Select the first 5 curves by holding down the Control key and clicking on the desired data curves. Each curve will be in a different color. The scales on the axes will automatically adjust if the ranges of data are not similar. Clicking on the Show Text button in the upper right will give you the text showing test conditions and individual data points. Each curve will have its own text shown. If multiple curves have the same references, they will be shown in one group. Scrolling to the bottom of the page will show the references. To return to the graph, simply click the Show Graph button. If you desire to change the units on either axis, you may use the unit conversion option. The temperature can be changed to any of the other 3 temperature scales. This option is provided to the right of the property name. The y-axis can also be changed to other units for this property. The graph will automatically reset itself to reflect the changes in units. To expand the data points on the graph, click and hold as you draw the cursor in a box around the portion of the graph of interest. You may repeat this process multiple times to zoom in more closely on portions of the curve. To return to the original graph, click on Reset Zoom. The hovering cursor also allows the user to see the X and Y values of each data point without going back to the text page. To distinguish between curves, the box around the values will be in the same color as the data point. You may select or deselect curves to be shown by clicking on the box to the right. To export the graph or to print the graph, icons are to the right. Clicking on each will give the user the option of various formats to use. Each chapter in the ASMD has a completely bookmarked PDF file which contains all of the information about that alloy. In this case, this chapter is 104 pages long. All of the graphs, charts, photographs, and references are included in the PDF files. The materials cross-index is an Excel file showing all of the names by which an alloy may also be known. To search by property group, choose the Start Over link in the upper right-hand corner. Use the drop-down box to show the 20 property groups in the database. Choose Thermophysical Properties. From the drop-down menu of 25 different thermophysical properties, choose the coefficient of thermal expansion. Then choose the independent variable of temperature. There are 18 different materials listed in the database. You can compare 2 or more materials for the same property from the list of materials. Choose the first 3 of the materials shown. Each data curve has a short description of its parameters. Select the desired curves. In this case, choose the first 4 curves, and the graphs of those will be displayed. As before, you may change units or change the range. As desired. Other curves may also be selected or deselected by clicking on the curve names in the right-hand box. To search by material name or partial name, start over and enter the partial name. Type in NI and hit the Enter key. A list of all materials having that sequence of letters or those words will be shown. In the database, there are 142 items that have the NI sequence. Notice that you also get titanium and zirconium as choices. Entering more letters of the name will reduce the size of the list. Typing in nickel will give you 55 materials. To search by property name or string, enter the partial name. Type TH and hit Enter. There are 121 properties in the drop-down box. Choose thermal conductivity and the independent variable of temperature. And there are 148 materials that have this combination.